Hi everyone, my name is Deborah. I am doing this vlog because I wanted to share with you my experience with rheumatoid arthritis. So I am trying right now I'm on a new protocol, and I wanted to start the vlog to share what I'm doing and also to get some information out. I belong to a couple sites on Facebook, and people that are newly diagnosed have a lot of questions. They're scared. I've been there. I have been dealing with this for, let's see, since I was 25, and I'm now 57. So just a brief history of it. I got the rheumatoid arthritis first when I was 25 years old. Interestingly enough, I always wondered if there was a correlation. I had an immunization after when I was 24, rubella non-immune. So basically, rubella, if you're positive, this is Daisy, by the way, and she will often make her little entrance off and on. So basically, rubella, if you are not immune to it, you can pass it on to your unborn child. So as soon as I had my baby, they gave me the rubella shot, and I didn't notice anything till about maybe 3/4 of a year, and then I got hit with two joints. It was my right wrist and my right ankle, just searing, throbbing pain. Never knew if there was a correlation, and I'll go on to explain later why I think there was. So the rheumatoid stayed in those two joints for about, I would say about 14, 15 years. And then I went on a diet and walked for about 9.5 miles a day, got a lot of sunshine. I lived in Southern California at the time. The ankle was a little bit tender, but I was still able to walk with it even after all that time. And then ate a very low fat diet. And I think the combination of all of those, bringing my vitamin D level up, and the low-fat diet, especially after all the research that I'm done and what I'm doing right now, I see that those factors really improved the rheumatoid. So there was a little damage there. So when I went to walk Mount Whitney, it's a 22-mile round trip in California, up a mountain. I noticed, at the end of that, I had a little bit of stinging pain, but besides that, nothing. So then time goes on, and I decided I want to go to nursing school when I'm in my early 40s. When I'm in nursing school, they tell me I am again rubella non-immune. So my gut told me do not get the shot because I did have that kind of inkling there was a connection. But I decided, you know what, I need to get into nursing school. It was a life goal of mine. So I went ahead and got the shot. So I would say within the week, my fingers felt like they had just stuffing in them. They became puffy. I developed a red rash on my thighs, and I was never the same. And within 3/4 of a year, even half a year, it had pretty much spread to my whole body. So I think what happens with the rubella, I think I have a genetic disposition for rheumatoid, and I think what happened is it just was that antagonist that just kind of pushed things over the edge. Not only that, but I went through an extreme amount of stress at the time. Nursing school is one of the hardest things you will ever do, as well as my husband left, so I was then in the middle of a divorce. The combination of all of them, and I had kids that were struggling with all of it. The combination of all of it was like the perfect storm, and it just set my body on fire, and the rheumatoid went everywhere. So that was in my early 40s. I did go to see a couple rheumatologists. Their thing, at first they always say, and in my early 20s too, they always say, go on the non-steroidal anti-inflammatories like ibuprofen. And, it helped my symptoms, but it did not stop the progression of it. Absolutely not at all. And by the time I got it, it was kind of full in my body in my early 40s. They were telling me, okay, now it's time for, I guess at that point, I wasn't willing to do the methotrexate, and so they gave me Vioxx and Dextra, which if you know anything about those, they're PAX2 inhibitors, I believe, and were pulled from the market because they found out that it was causing heart failure for a number of people. So I got off that and never, I guess I did try maybe after nursing school. I was probably 46 years old. I had to work and I had ankles that were hurting pretty bad, especially at that point, my left ankle. So I decided, let's try it. Let's try something. I tried the sulfasalazine. Within, I would say, a week, I was in urgent care because I had such extreme, my abdomen just swelled up, my liver, right upper quadrant, was just throbbing. They told me to get off it. So I figured, I just can't do this. My gut is screaming again. The one time I ignored with the vaccination, I didn't listen. I thought to myself, I really got to follow my gut here. So I've never done methotrexate. I've never done any of the DMARDs or the biologics. Just too nervous. The rheumatologist would say, here are the side effects, and I'd go, is this a joke? So you're telling me, okay, cancer versus what I know is possibly going to happen, and all the other side effects, and it just for me personally didn't make sense. Now I would never judge anyone else. I have had moments where I thought I'll take anything to stop this because it's been so painful. So everyone's got their own path to take, but for me, it just didn't feel right. So I continued taking nonsteroidal anti-inflammatories, and at one point did a lot of research and found out that those were actually contributing to the damage in my ankles. And I'll go on some of the things that I'll talk about. I'll talk about the knowledge that I've acquired and how some of the medications can actually worsen your rheumatoid. So basically, I tried a raw food diet and lost weight, felt pretty good, but didn't see a real big difference in my joints. Now, it was a higher fat diet, because I was told, add the oils, all that kind of stuff. So I was doing that, and I just wasn't noticing the difference. So I did notice that once I got off my raw food diet, I significantly did worsen. I worked as a nurse. I was a nurse in the hospital. I worked 3 12-hour shifts a week. And getting through the shifts towards the end, this would have been in 2015, was getting so difficult. I remember walking onto my unit one day. I would get out of my car and stand on my ankles. It was like just shards of glass shards of glass in my ankles. Standing up, and I would have to stand for a few minutes and just kind of breathe through it. It was so painful. And then trying to walk onto the shift or walk onto the unit and noticing the charge nurse looking at me like, oh my gosh, I can't even believe you're here. You are barely moving. So at one point, they were noticing my decline and actually came over. I never wanted to stand out. I never wanted to, be a problem with it. So I kept pushing through it, kept pushing through it. Didn't really get a whole lot of support anywhere. I can handle this. I'm tough. I'm strong. And at one point, the leadership on the unit came up to me and basically gave me a paper, said, this is an intermittent leave of absence. Please leave when you need to. We hate to see you suffering so much. And you, of all people, need to be taking time off if you feel like it's, you're in so much pain. So I did. I started to take a few days off, maybe one extra day a month, and just try to find different ways of working through it. But I wasn't finding things, so I finally wound up getting a steroid shot in both of my ankles, and that really did help. And I thought, ooh, this is great. I have my life back. I still did have the puffed up fingers, and I had aches and pains kind of here, there, and everywhere. But I thought, okay, I can see a little progress made. So I thought, all of my kids were grown. They had moved to different parts of the country. So I thought, I'm feeling good enough. I feel like I could move back east and go join my family back there, be with my children and my grandbabies. And so decided to make a big move. Sold everything and headed back east. So I got back east, wound up moving to Boston, was there for a year and a half, got another job, and it was 5 days a week, 8-hour shifts, didn't get lunch breaks. It was tough. And it got to the point where towards the end, I just couldn't even work anymore. My sister was watching my decline and basically said, you need to stop. Come off here, be with me, and let's do what we have to do. She could see my struggle. So I am now living with my sister. I am homeless. I am unemployed, and this is all temporary because I am going to get better. So what am I doing right now? I have to back up for a second. What I was eating, where I felt the decline after I got done with my raw food diet, I was eating, to get through nursing school, to get through raising my children, all of that period, doing a lot of fast food, bagels, cream cheese, a lot of stuff like that. A lot of stuff that, now after all my research, I realized that has all really, really contributed to a lot of the disease process. So Clint Paddison has a program called the Paddison Program. It is a low fat. It is a plant-based diet, and you need to do a lot of exercise, which for those of you that have been like me, you say the word exercise and you think, oh heavens, now I can barely get out of bed. I've been there, and I will tell you now, and like I said, this is my first video, so I'm going to give you just some kind of caps, and I'll kind of break it down into details and tell you what I'm doing, what all this is about. So I am now biking 10.5 miles a day. I am going to Bikram yoga, and I'll explain the value of that. I am slowly but surely getting better. The inflammation is going down in my hands. They're still very swollen, but nothing like what they were. I'm seeing little changes. I have a lot more energy. I'm still not working yet. I expect that maybe for a little while, hopefully not too much longer, because I would like to start working again. I love being a nurse. I would like to get back into that again. So that is where I am so far. As I said, I'm going to share different videos, and I'll share my progress, talk about the program that I've been on, talk about the scientific research behind it, the different things that I've, again, researched and found to be the cause, what they are feeling that could be the cause of rheumatoid. Anyway, for all of you, my fellow sufferers, I hang in there. The answers are out there. Don't give up. You're going to get through this. All of us will get through it together. So have a great day, and we'll look forward to meeting with you again.